All right, we are live.
Okay, we're live now.
Yes, yes.
Welcome, everyone, to another Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. We are happy to be back. And also, even though it is October 13th, we are celebrating today as our anniversary episode. Would you believe we've been doing these Facebook Lives for a full year as of October 22nd? I can't believe it. But it's been a
It's
lot of
time is
great conversations, a lot of fantastic guests. We really have been blessed with how many people from all over the pet world that has come out to support you, Dr. Bryant. And I'm so
yeah,
excited we have our very first guest back with us today to celebrate our
yeah.
anniversary.
No, that is awesome. I'm really excited about it. And you're right. You know what? We've done a lot in this past year. It's funny though. Well, the bad thing about it is it seems so long ago, but it's only been
Yeah,
a year.
yeah,
We've touched on a lot of very interesting topics. Remember, we've expanded beyond what we thought we were going to do.
yeah.
Really, this is a forum to introduce everyone to different stakeholders in the pet travel industry. We've dealt with pet shippers, goodness, folks talking about service animals, service dog pass. We have our guest here today, Gayle Martz, who is the innovator, the pioneer, and the person who allowed pets to travel in cabins. So I'm very excited to really meet her and still stay in touch with her. So we're going to have an update on what's going on with her. And what else have we done? My goodness, we've done a lot.
Pet
Done a
health
lot.
certificates.
Yes,
We've
yes.
had even other veterinarians come on to talk about pet health. We've even had Beth from Wagtown who
Mhm.
brought up the point it's not just about the travel itself. You even have to do research in the destination, what city or town you're going to, what's available for your dog when they get there, or are they even allowed? So we've had so many guests that have taken, pet travel, and we've just expanded it to so many different things. So it's
Yeah.
just been an amazing journey to be on.
I love it because I know, well, can't say I know for a 100% fact, but far as I know, I think we're the only forum that's sharing this type of information. And it's valuable because like going back, you're saying regulations with the health certificates, international health travel, all the requirements. We had someone from USDA here representing
Yeah,
what they do and talking about that. And for the future, I'm hoping to get other folks from different portions of USDA to talk about animal welfare. So
yeah,
I think we're doing a lot, definitely more than what any others are doing. And it's really to educate our pet owners, our followers, pet owners, fellow veterinarians on animal transportation and all the regulations and whatever that touches animal travel.
absolutely. Now, I know you just got back from Dubai with a huge convention that was there. Is there anything you can share with the pet parents about maybe some great news that's going to come out or any pet products or
Well,
services?
it was a very Dubai was outstanding. I love it. Great opportunity. Very thankful for the opportunity to participate. The meeting, you'd be amazed because I've been routinely going to this meetings at least for the past 3 years now. And I think we had the hugest turnout this past year, and it was in Dubai. Everyone wanted to go there. So, like I said, it was a great location. Met a lot of folks that are again pet transportation industries that has companies. Saw there's a new IATA compliant crate that's on the market by Moderna, which looks outstanding. What else did I do? As something on the forefront that IPATA is doing is they're talking about a brachycephalic breed certification program, which would allow your brachycephalic or snub-nosed breeds to travel by air. But you have to utilize this certification program. It's something very new. And actually, Greta, I'm hoping to get the individual that actually did the study, Dr. Jerry Paul. I'm hoping to get him on here too, so he can discuss it further. But it might be he's busy right now because he's really trying to spread this information within the airline industry and get a buy-in regarding this. So, but that's something that was big on the forefront for that meeting.
That's great. That is really
Mhm.
great. And I know because of meeting so many fantastic people in Dubai, from that, we have a lot of contacts, great
Mhm.
contacts from all over the
Mhm.
world, that we want to bring their information to everyone here in the United States. So we're going to be starting some pre-recorded series, but still sharing the links on specific days, on the Fridays that you're used to. So there's one coming up in December for that, which we'll announce soon. But I just wanted to share with everyone that, the pet travel industry is a global
Right.
industry,
Right.
and everyone is concentrated on trying to make things safer, healthier travel for our pets. Not just in cabin, but in cargo too.
Mhm. Right.
So.
Right. No, it's an exciting time. And prior to that, goodness, we haven't met. Gosh, it seems like a feels like a month at least. But this past, where are we? October, in September, I was at the Association of Zoos and Aquariums meeting presenting there. I did the Association of Zoo Veterinarians meeting, presented there, and then Dubai. So, and prior to that was the USDA Transportation Welfare Symposium. So I had a busy August through October schedule, and it's still growing because I have a lot more to do. Remember, next weekend is the Vet South with GVMA. Got 4
Yes.
presentations to give there. I'm looking forward to that opportunity. A really great opportunity to share the information there. So it's still building. We're still going, and we may not have the Facebook Lives as routinely because of my travel schedule. Sorry, but we are going to continue on with this process.
Well, just to touch on it real quick, I know that you just mentioned that you're going to be speaking at Vet South. And for
Mhm.
people who aren't from Georgia, that's here in Alpharetta, Georgia, at the Hotel Avalon. If
Mhm.
you're interested in going, Dr. Bryant will be a speaker all day on Saturday
Mhm.
with 4 different discussions that she's leading. One of those being CE credits that
Yeah, it's
veterinarians can obtain.
yes.
Can you talk about your day real quick?
Yeah. It's going to be a great day. I had 4 presentations. The one that veterinarians can get credit on is entitled. It's a LEAP certification type of CE credit. And I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly all that LEAP stands for. It's more it's legal, something that we need to have to like. You have to take a veterinary continuing education course that has a legal basis behind it to renew our licenses in Georgia. So my presentation on what does I call it? I think vet travel, and I put in parentheses, it's regulated because it really is. And again, most veterinarians or even general public is not aware of how regulated animal transportation is, and more specifically with your pets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it should be good. I'm
absolutely.
looking forward to it. I've given these presentations before, so not as like I do get nervous before them. I'm not as nervous because I've given these before, and I'm like, hey, just knock it out of the park. Just give the information. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, as I mentioned when we first came on, this is our anniversary celebration. So the week of our anniversary, we're going to do a contest. We're going to do a lot of marketing around all of the guests that have been with us for the past year. So we're going to shine some love on them again for showing us love over the past year. So that's the week of the 22nd. And also, we're going to have a contest. We still have to think of the contest, but we have several prizes to go to our top 2 or 3 people. But for us, it's all about just resharing all of the people that shared their love with us, with everyone out there. And one particular person who's coming on today was our very first guest from our very first show, which is Gayle Martz, and I'm in love with her. I just love strong women, and when we not create a niche in this world, which is exactly what she did. She created pet travel. I'm just amazed by her. So I'm so happy we're bringing her back,
Mhm.
and I look forward to find out where she's been for the past year, what she's been doing. but I think we should definitely reintroduce her. So let's bring her out here to get her knowing our people today. I'm pushing the button. I see her. Do you see her? Okay, there she goes.
Awesome. Hey, Gayle.
There she is. Well, everyone, please welcome Gayle Martz.
She popped out.
Oh, where'd she go? Oh.
Here we go. I don't know what that was.
That was just a boop.
A little. Here we go. Here we go again. Hey.
Yay.
We love you. We love you. Oh my goodness. How are you?
How are you?
Well, I'm so happy. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to be with you. And as I'm so proud of you and the two of you having me back on our anniversary, your anniversary show, and I get to be your guest. So I couldn't be more grateful and proud to be with you, and I'm thanking you immensely.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, before I read your bio to catch everybody up on who you are, I just want to share with our audience, we are broadcasting with Miss Gayle over in Paris. So I just wanted to just tell everybody how fabulous she is in doing that with us. But let me tell you a little bit about Gayle Martz. Gayle Martz is an innovator, animal advocate, business executive, photographer, and author who has worked with the world's leading brands on designing, manufacturing, and marketing. She invented the Sherpa Bag, the first soft-sided pet carrier, and is the founder of the Sherpa Pet Trading Company. In 1990, she revolutionized pet travel when she was able to change airlines' policies to allow pets in the passenger cabin. Gayle's motto is, do what you love in the places you love with the people and pets you love. Everyone, please help us welcome Gayle Martz. Yay!
Yay!
Glad you are back.
Thank you,
I am
everyone.
very happy.
I'm happy doing what I love in the place that I love, Paris, France. I have, one of the pets that I love, of course, is my little Coco, is right here with me right now. She said, I've been waiting. I just have been waiting because if I can't say hello, what's the purpose of this?
Here we go. Here we go.
Hi, Coco.
You're so sweet. You've done something special with
Coco says, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
You've done something special with Coco, right? I think I've seen little things you've done with Coco.
Well, you have seen Cartoon, and Cartoon went right to heaven. Now, she went to heaven because, they go to Rainbow Ridge originally first, but I have a very dear friend who loved her so much who's up in heaven, so I could send her right to heaven. And you have to put the positive. It is not a time, you need to help them. I mean, when we get on to that subject, it's a subject that everyone said you set yourself up for the worst day of your life but the best thing you have is the most wonderful, joyful, loving companionship that our fabulous dogs and our cats. But you know what our dogs do. So I don't have to talk about dogs because we know that, and cats, and we love them, and animals and birds and all the people and companions that have them. They add so much to our life, and Coco adds so much to my life. So, I think Coco on my site has a Coco. She talks to people or interviews different things on the site and does that. It's a Coco Tale or something. It's a Coco episode. But, Coco is the Sherpa. She's my spokes dog. So when I created the Sherpa Bag, Sherpa was the spokes dog. But Sherpa has gone to heaven with all the others. They're up there. Well, they might be at the Rainbow Bridge. Cartoon had to go right to heaven. But Sherpa was the queen of the empire, and that's why I created the Sherpa Bag. You couldn't get a pet on a plane, and you couldn't take a pet with you. And that was my goal, was to one day be able to take your pet wherever you go. That's what I want.
I love that you've done that. I remember there used to be this carrier that was kind of like a hard-sided carrier that was small thing that folks will put their pets in. It was like,
Yes.
how did they fit in that thing? It was so tiny.
Oh, they would squish them in.
Yeah.
And then plus at that, I mean, as we're talking about air travel right now.
Mhm.
Air travel. So dimensions underneath the seat have
Yes.
drastically changed. And you have to be so aware of everything that you are doing with everything you are doing yourself.
Mhm.
But you speak for your pet and you are responsible for your pet. So you must read all of the different things that need to be done, just like you said, United States Department of Agriculture. Well, okay, I had to come over here, so we need to have that certificate.
Mhm.
But first, you must have your trusted veterinarian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you must have all your shot records up to date, every single thing that you need to have. And that goes with you. I call it my travel, like I have. Well, everything's all around. I have papers everywhere. You're sitting at my desk, so there's papers everywhere. No,
Right.
but I have one specific plastic folder, and it will have every document necessary for the dog and the veterinarians. And that's important
Mhm.
for making the journey. What I suggest is when you're taking a journey, as I am over here in Paris, I want to know the veterinarian here in Paris.
Mhm.
So I have my veterinarians here in Paris that I've known, well, a long time. So you have to have your veterinarian. That's so important. So
Mhm.
it's like you never want to, when you travel, you're traveling with a pet, you really want to be prepared and have all the documentation and know the different things. It's like all of your contacts for this. Here's your hotel. Here is this. Here's the car. Here's whatever it is you're doing, whatever you need to have. But a veterinarian, if you travel with the dog, cat, mainly dogs are traveling much more. Cats like to be, they're just hanging out. But dogs do travel and they love to travel. So we really want to have them traveling with us, and it makes it so much nice. Well, I couldn't go. Coco and I cannot be apart at all. So she's with me everywhere I go. And she is a spokes dog, so she has to do different things. And it gives me a lot of, you learn a lot, you talk a lot, you can help other people. And people always say, oh, I wish I had my dog, or I wish I had my dog, was really what most people would say. But they can learn how to do this because it's not an easy process.
It's not easy. I mean, I love that you're
It's
bringing up the
not.
fact you've got to prepare when you're traveling with your pet and think of these things in advance. What do you
Well,
think? What do you do for food? Good question for you. What do you do for food for Coco when you travel?
Well, I always say to someone, if you knew you couldn't go to the bathroom for 15 hours, then every single one of my, well, that's
Mhm.
putting it like it is. If you couldn't go to the bathroom for 15 hours, are you going to focus on eating a big gigantic meal and drinking a
No,
lot of water and this and that? Well, the
no.
same, someone's coming in right now, so just a minute. Anyway, so what is happening now, we have to have people focused on preparing their pet for travel. And I always say the journey begins at home. You don't have to leave the home, but you will be leaving the home. Let's just say you take the pet in a car. This is the one that we should, planes are planes. The minimal, very minimal amount of animals, dogs in particular, that are flying are very restricted. You get very few on an airplane. I did fly in airlines. I'm going to highly recommend, but this was in California. But I had to go to a show in Las Vegas. It happened to be close to me, out of Orange County, and the airline was called VSX. Now, VSX was fabulous because they allowed pets. You go into I want you to look them up because if I could do anything in the world, which I guess I could, no, I guess I really could. I would really, no, I really could do that. I could help them to really be able to expand because we need more things like that because it has been so drastically cut down on flying with a pet on a commercial airline. It's virtually okay. So let's say if you were if they have a first class, or you go in first class, it's one pet per person if they have, right? Business class, one pet per person. They have whatever coach, whatever limited, and then we have the dimensions underneath the seat have changed. Well, they've changed drastically because all the electronics went in. So the underneath the seat dimensions left. So when I designed every bag I've ever designed, every Sherpa bag I've ever designed, I would always make the Sherpa bag conform to the underneath the seat dimensions. It doesn't matter what they are, but you want your pet to be safe, number one, comfortable, and the ventilation, of course. You have to have ventilation. So, I have the mesh all over the place so they can breathe. And she's looking up. Let's speak of Coco right now. She's looking right at me the entire flight. And we're together. So that's for a flight from Los Angeles to Paris. Well, let's talk about the 3 hours before departure. You have to be there. Then the 2 hours waiting, then the flight time. So again, when I say, if you knew you were traveling and you weren't going to be, using the bathroom or doing whatever, you will limit your food intake. My dogs, Sherpa, who's the queen of the empire, always knew, and they all knew, and they never would eat before a flight. They're not going to starve. They're not going to go with for that amount of hours, I have an ice cube. That's really all they need because when you, Dr. Bryant, you know how long dogs sleep. When dogs are sleeping, they don't need to be up eating. They just want to be with you safely, comfortably in that den environment, which it goes back to the den environment always. And that's the Sherpa bag. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So over here in Paris, then Coco is with me all the time because she is low profile. I do not want to see anywhere at the airport dogs walking around, dogs coming outside of their carriers. That is not how it is supposed to be. It ruins it for all the work I have done and you have done.
I see it quite often. I'm telling you, it's always they're walking. They'll have the carrier on the shoulder, and the dog is walking next to them at all times. It's like, okay.
But we have to, the thing is, as I advise, because just very nicely, I can introduce myself by saying, hi, hello, I'm Gayle Martz. I changed the policy on all the major airlines so pets could travel. Well, I did. Travel in the passenger cabin, but we have to maintain a very low profile because there are people that do not like animals, dogs, cats. There are people that are allergic to them. So they would say, for Carl Cole, of him, had said, the best pet on board is one that no one knows is there.
Right.
And that is the best pet on board.
Right.
I mean, you made your reservation, you've paid your fee, you've done everything. There's no one on the plane I will ever show Coco to. The flight attendants know that I have a dog. because it's in the manifest. And so, they see a pet on board, blah, 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 this seat and that. And then they always come talk to me. I talk to them. Then we get the community because we need to build our community. And the flight attendants have really been great helping me building the community for people to be able to travel with their pets safely.
Yeah.
Well, then I say, no, first it has to be safely, comfortably, and then I always have to say stylishly, because I don't know why it can't be that way too. Why not?
Have a nice little bag. Have a nice design bag so it doesn't look like a pet bag. That's what you need. Then it's not obvious kind of thing.
Right. It's very discreet, and never, ever, that pet should never be out of that bag. So it's staying in there the entire time.
Yeah,
There's no problem. They're sleeping. The amount of hours dogs sleep.
Yeah.
They're happy to sleep. They're happy to be with you.
Yeah.
You will know if they have to go to the bath. And actually, I know, of course, everything about this because I've done it for so long. But it's like, if you haven't eaten and you haven't had lots to drink, you wouldn't do it for yourself. Why would you do it for your dog or your cat?
Right.
Why? So that's the most important thing. I think it's not, is being aware of what travel is and how they can be comfortable. They just want to be with you. Let them sleep. Be comfortable in there. I happen to like the Sherpa bag the best, but it's like, I think it conforms to underneath the seat dimensions. It's got all the pockets of ventilation and everything that really works. And I would say there's a proliferation of people that have made similar looking Sherpa bags. But, when I go into a store and I say, do you have Sherpa bags? And they say, oh, yes. And then they take me to a section and I look, I said, this is not Sherpa bags, but I don't have to say.
Right. It's Sherpa-like. Sherpa-like. Put it that way.
Well, they made them all look like, I know everybody now, but that's what I did. So now what I do is to continue on, because we must continue on to one day be able to take our pets wherever we go. And the only way we can do that is by forming our communities, working together, bringing as many pet lovers as you can to know that these are the rules, these are the regulations, this is the low profile to maintain when traveling with a pet. What you do is very important, and people love it because it's like what they want to be. What is it? It's a part of the family. Do you want to leave your daughter at home or son or whatever you have?
Right.
I mean, really, right? You could have whatever it is. Why?
I think what makes it difficult, though, and why sometimes you might see pets outside of the carriers is that, as you know, you've made it possible for folks to bring their pets in cabin. Awesome. But each airline has their own separate policies. So one might say there's a weight restriction regarding that pet being in there. The others might say there's a size restriction. And then what makes it harder for the passenger with their pet is that this one travel time, they're allowed. The dog is probably too big for the carrier, but they were allowed to travel. But then this next trip, they're not. So there needs to be some consistency across the board within each airline with their policies and enforcing them, so that won't happen. But you get all of this, and you didn't look, and then you look online and you see a photograph of a dog on an aircraft, and like, are dogs back in the plane sitting in the seat? Like, wait a minute, I didn't think we were allowing emotional supports. It's so confusing.
No emotional
standard
support.
And to stick with it,
Yeah, there's no emotional supports. I can't.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. But I'm telling you, you'll see pictures. They'll show photos online where it'll show a dog in a seat, and we know there's no emotional supports, but it's just sitting there. It's like, that's not supposed to be. It's usually old photos, but because they're popping back up, it's giving the impression to folks that, oh, they're allowed, and they're not.
No, they are not. That was over and done with. It was totally abused. I think you saw the peacock that ruined it all.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it didn't ruin it all, but I mean, there was the pigs, the horses. There was I mean, everything. Every animal is emotionally supported. They all support us emotionally. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
So, but on an airline, because of these regulations, restrictions, policies, and everything that is in place, then you can't have these on board. They're not allowed on board. That's the end of the story with that. It came and it went. So that was because of abuse, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, we don't want the situation to go further now with abuse because again, it can very easily slide back into that pathway again.
Yes,
Very
they
easily
can.
slide back.
Yes, they really can. It's gotten much more difficult with everything I have done to travel now. And that was why when I took that one I mean, well, they only flew from Orange County to Las Vegas, but at least I got to fly
Okay.
one airline,
Right.
which was great.
Right.
But I mean, if we can do it the right way, then it would be fabulous to help us to help others, because on this particular flight, every single person had a dog, and the dogs were not in
No
crates.
plates. You said this
Nope.
was BSX?
J as in John, S
John.
as in Sam,
John. Got it.
X as in extra. Oh no, X as in xylophone. I don't know what X is.
Xylophone.
Xylophone.
I don't know. Greta knows everything. Ask Greta. Greta knows everything.
We will have to look them up because that's very interesting that they're doing this.
Well,
so
it's
more of a
really, and
private
it's
jet?
beneficial, really beneficial. And it didn't cost me any more. It was booked. I originally had a flight on JetBlue, and I thought, so it's like, but then I was on this JSX, and everyone at the check-in was great. The animals in the lounge were all with their owners, not in a crate, only on a leash. And so, that's good. Is that your pit bull that's right there?
No, she's not a pit bull. She's an American bulldog. She was taking her nap, but now she has.
Well, she said I have to get up. I hear there's something exciting going on. There's a possibility of me traveling. Maybe I better hear about this.
Yep, she's checking things out.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, that's so cute. American bulldog, right? No, but it's like why can't we? So the community, remember, with what we do is we all work together. There's other women over here. They all have dogs. They really want to be able to travel with their dogs, but not with the restrictive way it is right now with the major airlines, because it's basically impossible. It's impossible, but you must do all of the preparations in advance, well in advance. Like you can make a reservation 10 months in advance. That day I make a reservation for myself, of course, and my pet, because I'm not traveling without her. She's not traveling without me. So it's the way it goes. So it's very important. You must have a reservation. And more important, that goes along with that reservation, get the record locator number. Because every person that flies, every pet that flies will have a record locator number. Because I've showed up for a flight and they said, oh no, sorry, we're sold out, can't get on. I said, oh no, I'm sorry, I have a seat. I have a record locator number. I am on this flight. You must have that. It's very important because, there's overbookings. There's people that don't show up. With all the things we all know, I did everything that's happened. We all know everything that's been happening in the airline industry and traveling. So we don't want any of that to keep happening when we're flying, especially. No, for anyone. Let's stop it. Let's keep our community together and work to be stronger and more. Like when you begin, you might only have a few people. Now we have millions. Look at what, Greta, when you started, you had this many. Now you have that many. Okay.
Yeah.
When I started, I sold 3 Sherpa bags. Now millions of Sherpa bags, millions and millions. But I don't sell them anymore. But they are the Sherpa bags. So it is. So you start with 1, 2, whatever you start with. There's a beginning.
Yes.
And we take it from there. But we're past the beginning. We want to really work with the regulatory issues that we have to deal with by showing a low profile, very properly traveling. Nobody has to know there's anyone there with you. But the airlines has already taken care of it. You paid for the dog. I think it was $200 for Coco. She weighs 3 pounds. It doesn't matter what weight the dog is. It's going to cost the same amount of money. It doesn't matter. And, she's underneath the seat. She's very comfortable and she's with me. But that's by plane. And that's what we were discussing today.
Yeah, it all varies by airline. But we will definitely look into JSX to see what they have to offer. And maybe we can get them on here to discuss further. So
and wouldn't it be great if we could really help them expand? Because everybody starts somewhere. So I think it's wonderful. And I love working. I love Dr. Bryant, what you are doing is so beneficial to all of us. Greta, what you're doing is so beneficial. Thank you so much, because we've got to keep getting it out. If you don't read it, you don't know it, you don't hear it, you don't see it. How will I know unless somebody tells me?
Right. And
or I can read it.
I love it, Gayle. Honestly, that's kind of why we're doing what we're doing with the Facebook Lives, to make sure we get the information out and share and get different stakeholders. Again, you being one of our first ones that we interviewed, and I really view you as a pioneer for everything. So I think it's great what you're doing. Please, I want to know what else you have under your cap and everything. What else are you doing?
I'm working on healthy habits for healthy aging. And I think we have to make people aware. I'm focused on dogs right now. I have to just focus on one, because that's I have to stay with dogs right now and focus on that, because we all know the lifespan for dogs is too short. It's too short. And so if you educate people on healthy habits, the same for people, for healthy aging. If you eat properly, if you exercise, if you do this, if you do all of these proper things, you will have healthy habits, and then you will age, hopefully, healthy.
Right.
And that's
I love it, because I kind of had the same conversation with my mom, and we're just talking about, we've had numerous dogs my mother's had, and over the years, they were healthy, and then they declined. We had one that got cancer, unfortunately, and died. One, unfortunately, got hit by a car and died. All these different things that can happen with your pets, unexpected. And I was saying how it's important, you get your routine things done at the veterinary hospital. You get your vaccines and everything done for your pets, dogs and cats. But a lot of times we don't think about, and they seem healthy to us, right? But unless you do blood work to find out the internal organ functioning, you really don't know if they're healthy or not, because they look fine. And then until they're not fine anymore, because they may have been compensating. And so it's important as far as that longevity and the health of the animal and making sure they're healthy, get some blood work done. Just
it has to be
routinely.
It's a painless thing. How many times do we go in, have a shot in the arm, do whatever they do, because they have to do this. And if they do it for us, and pets are part of our family, they are our family. It's part of our family. It is our family. Why wouldn't we do that? Because you need to see what is going on in the blood, and that's where the blood work comes in. So just exactly like you said, very important.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's interesting. There's certain veterinary hospitals that I've worked in that enforce it, where routinely you go to a Banfield, they want it, yearly. They want to do that. And it's great that they do that. But then in other environments I've worked in, it's never offered until there's an issue with your animal. But really, ultimately, you need to have a routine schedule, because then you can figure out, there's a trend now developing. if I get one blood result and it's abnormal, it's hard for me to kind of, unless it's truly extreme, it's hard for me to say what's wrong with that animal. It's like, okay, I got one value that's off. That's the first time. I don't know. What are the clinical signs? It's just more difficult. If you routinely did this for your pet, making sure their annual checkups, the blood work, you're saying eating healthy, proper exercise, all the same things we need too, then longevity comes with that.
Yeah. Absolutely, with healthy habits for healthy aging. Yeah. And what you're saying, like with the veterinarian, I mean, what as I've said, I'm so very, very proud of you for what you have done, because it's like a doctor is a doctor. They treat a patient, they have a patient. You treat cats. You treat dogs. You're taking such a variety of being a veterinarian with more than that, or all of the things that you're treating. You're very specialized in what you do. So it's to be valued, which I value so much. And I'm so grateful and thankful.
Thankful for you too.
Thank you so much. Well, I love that you've invited me for our anniversary. Happy anniversary. That's great, ladies. I'm very proud of you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yes.
And anything that we need to get out, it's like, be prepared. Whatever you have to do. Let's just talk about anybody at any time. Getting on a plane is one thing. Getting in a car is another. I always recommend having a first aid kit with you. I mean, that's, when you're traveling in a car or whatever you're going, just so you have something, they might get diarrhea. They might, need a bandage. Something might happen. Whatever it is that you need, not that you need, but something like you have all your toilet, I call them my traveling toiletries. I have everything I need. So what do you need for your pet? They might get diarrhea. They might get this. They might get that. I mean, you always want to consult your veterinarian first. And I have been in many countries overseas where, I've had the problem, and then I have to go right to the hospital. Well, because it was, it was the middle of the night or whatever time it was, and just be there. So I want everyone that is traveling to make sure they are aware of the veterinarian at their destination.
I agree.
It's very important.
Let me ask you this, Gayle. What do you what do you pack in your travel kit for your dog?
Well, I have what Coco takes with her, of course, all the usual things that I have. I have for diarrhea, because that could happen to her. Then I have the, you could have just the different items that you would need if you needed a Band-Aid or something like that. Not really, because they're not going to wear a Band-Aid, because, they usually have the gauze strips. I always have gauze strips of some sort anyway with me. But the main thing that I have a problem with, what I've always had a problem with the dogs, has been the diarrhea. So that has really been something, no matter where I go. So you want to be very careful with what you're giving them, what you're feeding them, strange food. I travel with her food.
I'm glad you said that, Gayle, because that was one question I was wondering. Do you travel with Coco's food? Because that's something that people don't really think about. I always say, when we travel, we don't think about food. I don't pack food for myself. I'm going to eat something in my, destination. But when you have a pet that's on a particular diet, who knows? It could be on a prescription diet, or you don't want to change your diet because it can lead to diarrhea. So,
well, yes. And then you have to look at the tolerance, look at the build-up time. Whenever you change a food for your pet, you don't change it in one day and boom, over to a new food. You will never, ever do that. That is a timely process. So that's one of the things that you have to be very careful about doing as well. So I recommend to anyone, when you're traveling in the United States, always take your dog's food with you. Of course, you could buy it. We have Petco, PetSmart, any of the boutiques. We have everything all over in the United States to buy food.
Right.
Yeah. Let me ask you, when when your dog gets diarrhea, is it a medication or is there something over the counter you can get?
Well, I always must go to a veterinarian because she is my treasure and I must take the very best care of her. And I don't want anything done without the advice of a veterinarian. And I have so many veterinarians here, but Dr. Fleischer has been with me since I first began in 1989 with Sherpa the dog. And Sherpa the dog was with Dr. Fleischer way back then. So she's met all my dogs through the years. I mean, she has clinics, she has many veterinarians, but I love to see her as well. It's been a long time.
Great.
Yeah, it is.
Great. It's nice having a relationship. I'm sure she enjoys it too because she's seen all your dogs and everything develop. I love it when you see them as a puppy and you still could see them as they age and everything.
Yes, and then
like them grow up.
Yes, all of them. And it's very good. And you learn because I am learning from you, the veterinarian. And you help each other and document. Every single thing must be documented. She's documenting in her computer. I'm documenting in my, what's a big deal? You have an iPhone, you can document everything. So you document, I photograph every visit, it's done. I see exactly what, we have our iPhones. They have these ambulances and things over here. No, but we have our iPhones or whatever, Samsung or whatever phone it is, document everything. I find a photo is the 1,000 words. Isn't that what they say? It's true. So as far as the
medications, I'm having a brain fart on the type of medication for the antidiarrheal, but you have to be careful with that. Yes, get it from your veterinarian. Because any over-the-counter medications it's not meant for them, and you can have some serious issues with that.
Oh, I would never do that. Well, I am going to say right up front, I would never do anything like that without a veterinarian. Anything to do with my dog is only done with a veterinarian. I do not have, that is not my practice. It's not what I know. You are trained in that. And then we all help each other. Then we share from this veterinarian to this one. Right. And then we have the veterinarian conferences. I'll be at the big ones this year as well to learn, because I want to get more into the healthy habits for healthy aging. So it's very important because veterinarians need to know as well. So help each other to be better. That's my philosophy.
Definitely. So I would take from what you said there for everyone, don't go to Dr. Google. Consult with your veterinarian. If there's an issue with your pet, you're traveling, find a local veterinarian in that area, or prior to travel to that area, why don't you research the veterinarians? And you can have someone lined up for you when you get to that destination.
Always. I have always asked in the beginning, I asked people. That was how I found out, in different areas, you would ask people and then the people would know. So ask people they respect. Oh, I'm living in Spain. Oh, okay. I'm in Madrid or whatever it is I am. What is the veterinarian that you use? Would you recommend them? Period. And then find out, because that's the best way.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely agree.
Right.
Well, gosh, we're going to have to cut it close today. I'm trying to think of any other questions or anything else you want to share with us, because we all unfortunately today have a tight shift in reference to our show.
It's good to go. Be prepared for every single thing you do for you and your pet, and document it. Okay, you got it. Thanks, ladies. Happy anniversary. Okay.
Okay, we didn't want you to go like that, but that's
I thought we had to go that quick. I just wanted
to say, no. I mean, we have maybe say, what time is it? We have
5 minutes.
We could talk.
We have 5 minutes. Okay, good.
Yeah. I just want to say we can slowly start wrapping up and everything, but I don't want to. I'm sorry to rush you. I feel like I'm rushing you, and I'm sorry, but we all have a time frame for today. Love the history. I love the history lessons you tell us. I love the wisdom that you share. We do need to work more on finding other things. I appreciate you even getting my input on some of the articles and stuff you've done in the past.
And I will do more. The more education we provide, the
Mhm.
better we educate the public.
Yeah.
So we have to continuously keep doing that. So just like what we're doing today, we take highlights from this and
Mhm.
then we go, oh, hello, we talked with Dr. Bryant and we had this discussion over here. And, you know, what's new in traveling? Well, what's new is regulations have drastically changed. Be
Yes.
aware before you, on an airplane, traveling by car, be safe. Whatever you're doing, you want to be, the first thing is safe and then comfortable. And then, as I always say, stylish. Why not?
Are you, Gail, are you still involved with helping to change policies today?
Yeah. Yes. I want to add more and make it better. This is not the, you know, it got worse. It didn't get better. The person that I speak with, Carl Cole, I'm going to use his name
Mhm.
because he'll tune in. And you've met him as well.
Mhm.
But, you know, I have to keep working with all different people because when you love your pet, you want to do everything you can to help them. And so anything that you can learn to help others to be better, to educate them, to help them help their pets. And I would say speak for your pet because that's what you have to do. So it's my advice is to document every single thing. Put a date. I want a date. Today is this date. I did this at this time, but you're doing that for your pet as well. Coco's very healthy. She's having a great time. She will not ever eat any of the foods that are just sold. You have to be very careful. That's what, don't change their diet.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It takes time. You're very aware of that. And then you've got a great site that everybody can go to read about the things, you know,
Yeah,
when
thanks.
pets fly. They don't have to fly. Just like, you know, the journey begins at home.
Mhm.
Let's begin in the home with every preparation that we must do in order to do everything that we are doing. And that's preparing the pet. So, you know, of course, I have Sherpa bags everywhere. It doesn't matter. And it's like it's a den. And when we go back to way back when, that's the den environment that the wolves from,
Mhm.
the beginning of time, they
Yeah.
came from.
Yep, the
Yeah.
journey starts at home. Start preparing now. Don't wait
Now.
till I'm going to travel a month from now, and then you start preparing maybe 2 weeks out or a week out.
Now.
Do it now. Why
Now.
not now? Mhm.
Make it your life. Your life is that pet is part of your life, and they are your loving, devoted companion. You must speak for your pet, take care of your pet, and always be prepared. So be prepared because we have a lot of things going on, just like, well, we have a lot of those other things that are happening anywhere. There's disasters, there's this, there's
Yeah,
that.
you
there's
never know, you
floods.
never know when things will happen. And here, a disaster happened, and you've got to travel with your pet. You have to contain them. Wouldn't it be nice if they're already comfortable in their crate? They already know that's a safe haven. That's their den
Yes.
already. So
Yeah.
now, hey, let's go. Let's go.
Yes, right. I just read a great article on crates today. And
Mhm.
it was, it's so, I mean, I totally understand that because when I started Sherpa, I marketed myself as the alternative to the hard plastic carrier.
Mhm.
But the crates, the hard plastic carriers that are all the perfect ones that are perfectly ventilated,
Mhm.
you can make a home within that home for them,
Mhm.
and they're very safe in there. So you don't have to just have one. But because how many pairs of shoes do you have? Could I ask you how many bags do you have? I mean, it's the same thing. Why do you just have to have one
Right.
bag? It's like no, but I mean, it's true. Why do you just need
Right.
one? Why do you need one bag? So why do they need one bag? So a crate is so important.
Right.
Bags are so important. And, the way that you can have your pet in your home and be safe. Let's go back to the other thing. You're in a home, you're having construction done. Do you know what really scares them? the noise, all the other
Yes.
people, all the other things.
Yes.
But then when they're in, I'm going to say Sherpa Bag or their crate, and then, it can be covered because they're safe. They're in their den. So
Right.
it's very important when those things are going on because they get afraid. They can't control that. They don't know what's happening. So you have to really make sure you're aware of that to know they need to be in that den environment that you have created for them to be safe and comfortable.
Absolutely.
Crates.
Well, that's a great note to end on. Gayle, I want to thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Facebook Live with Dr. Nelva Bryant. It's so good to see you again, even in Paris.
Well,
And
especially in Paris with the church. I want to go lighting candles and pray. I've been blessing in the holy water.
absolutely.
Why not?
Dr. Bryant,
Thank
do
you.
you have any last words before we get on out of here?
No. Thank you again, Gayle. I really appreciate you for joining us. And our relationship is going to continue, and I hope it grows. And let's work on this project maybe together with JSX. I mean, that would be a great opportunity. Oh my goodness.
Oh, she froze.
She popped up. Oh, here we go. Got add her back.
Oh.
Add her.
And on with the show. Okay.
Say it.
Okay. Thank you.
We got it. But thank you so much. We can figure out something soon. Okay. So we'll be in touch.
Oh, here she comes. Oh, no, she's not. Oh, here she goes.
Okay.
That's okay. I liked it. We
I
were
don't
good,
know.
right, ladies?
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Bless you.
Thank
God
you,
bless
dear. Well, we'll
Bye-bye.
sign off.
Yep.
Okay.
It was great seeing Gayle, and we definitely will have to. Oh, there she is. Hello.
Well, I didn't go away. I'm here. I'm with
She's
you.
here.
On our side, you weren't there. Okay. Well, it was
but I've
great
been
seeing.
sitting here. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
it was
Thank
great
you,
seeing
ladies.
you.
Mhm.
And we
Thank you
absolutely
so much.
love you,
Let's
Gayle.
keep making a difference. Make a difference.
Make a
and help
difference.
the world. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I better stop it.
Okay,
Yes,
stop.